my gosh. I'm so excited that you're here with me today.
I'm so excited to be here.
And is it 9:31 a.m. your time as well?
Yeah, I'm Eastern Standard.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, because I see the sunlight coming in. I thought, we have to be around this time.
I should have messed with you. No, it's only 6:30 right here, like you dragged me out of bed. No, I'm just kidding. That's how polite I am as a Canadian. No.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I love it. Well, let me formally introduce you. If you don't know this lovely lady, this is Sarah, the Bookish Knitter, and she is a fellow booktuber, and she so graciously accepted my invitation to come hang out this morning. So I'm so glad she's going to be with us the whole time. Yes. So I'm just really excited to get to know you more as a booktuber and as a person and as a reader. And I think we're going to have a great time.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it really is. I see people have already started saying hello. Hello, Terry. Good morning. Oh, Silly is here as well. Silly is her cutie patootie pooch.
Aww.
I mean, you can see him in the little screen. He's precious.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he's so cute. Hello. Oh, breakfast and ready to go. Awesome, Megan. Good morning, Roxy. I love the 3 cats on Sarah's avatar, right? Because you really do have 3 cats.
I do have 3 cats. Yes, those are my 3 cats.
Was it yesterday's vlog where you were showing all 3 of them that taking up your entire bed?
Yeah, literally, I had this much space. It's another one of the reasons my husband sleeps in the basement, because who would you rather share your bed with? A snoring husband or a fuzzy cat? Like, come on.
I know, right?
Whoa.
No question.
Right?
Exactly. Hello, Abby Jean. I love it so much. Oh, Shannon. Good morning, lovely lady. Hello, Christina. I could never be on the morning show. Oh, sure. We can work something out. Absolutely. Hey, good morning, Sock. She's in the middle of her Retro Romance Readathon vlog.
Yay.
On the TV right now. Wonderful. Oh, we're being filmed, Sarah.
Uh-oh.
Being filmed.
Oh yeah, no, I've been sick for like a week. This is not my best.
Oh, and I saw that too. How are you feeling?
I feel fine. I just sound like I could get a job doing something else on the side, like make a couple extra bucks. No.
That's so funny you say that, because I think I'm doing that a little bit right now, but Tara of Tara Talks Books, she and I are doing a live show tonight for our book club, and she messaged me yesterday. She sounds a little rough. Yeah. It's going around, because she's in Louisiana. So, I mean, it's all over.
And I have to be so careful because of my immune system, because I don't have one right now because of everything, right? So, like, yes. I do everything I can, but my husband has to work. My mother has to go out. Stuff happens. I'm going to get sick. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
The only problem is I can't take anything, so I get to complain. I told my husband, I'm allowed to complain.
You are allowed to complain. Absolutely.
You got me sick. I'm allowed to complain.
There you go. Exactly. I love it. Capricia. Ooh, I love that name. Campbell says, hi guys, it's been a while. Got out of my reading slump. Yay. I'll be reading Sink by Ellen Hopkins. Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent. Good morning, Deborah. Oh, good morning, Ijatu. Oh, sorry. Good afternoon. She's in the UK. Yes. That's right. Good afternoon. Get my good side. Absolutely. Oh, I love it. Perfect. Well, and one of the things I want to talk to you about more this morning is the Retro Romance Readathon. And you know what? Before we do that, I want to do one other thing, because I don't want to forget. Oh, Deborah's saying, spending my morning triple checking our country's pride website. I've been working on it for so long before it goes live. Wow. Or our county's pride. Well, that's great.
That's awesome.
Wonderful. Very cool. Okay. Before I do anything else, I would like to celebrate. I have 2 celebrations I want to say. Yay. We have 2 new members to the channel. We have Deke O, and I made sure it's a little O. Otherwise, but Deke O has become a beloved reader. We're so happy that you joined. Thank you so much for your support, and really looking forward to bringing more content your way, as well as another new member. We've got Jenny at Miss Romance Reader, who's become a queen bee. So really excited about bringing all the perks her way. And I don't know if you know about this, Sarah, but Jenny was talking to me the other day, and she told me that she's been having dreams about a Highlander.
Ooh.
They're very specific. And
Ooh.
one day recently, she got a package that contained a blanket, and the image on the blanket looked exactly like the man in her dreams. She fell asleep on this blanket, Jenny did.
Yes.
Woke up hundreds of years ago and is now doing like playing house with this super hot Highlander from her dreams in this decrepit castle with just adorable villagers.
Oh, delightful.
Can you believe that? Jenny told me, that honestly, it might also have been the plot into the Dreaming by Karen Marie Moning. Maybe.
Delightful. I love it.
But I feel like that was. It's been a while since I had somebody tell me their favorite, because one of the things I love to do is when we onboard new members to our channel, I will say, like, what's your favorite romance?
Oh, I love that so much.
That's your backstory. So in case anybody hasn't seen one of those in a while, it's like, what is she doing?
Yeah. I think those are delightful. Every time you do them, I'm like, I love those so much.
I do too. But it's been a while. Jenny emailed me yesterday. She's like, this is what I like. I was like, oh girl, I know exactly.
We can work with this.
She said her favorite is Highlander time travel romance. I was like, done.
We can work with that. Absolutely. Oh, that's delightful.
This is book 8. It's a novella for the Highlander series by Karen Marie Moning. Have you ever read these?
No, I haven't. And I do like that. Like, I mean, I live and die for Outlander, right? So
yes. Yeah. This was so good. So
okay.
She mentioned
I will have to on the laundry list of, stuff that just keeps growing and growing.
Somebody was saying the other day, they're like, at the end of the year, is your TBR smaller or bigger? And I was like, bigger. Always bigger. I mean, what about you? You read a lot.
Yeah. The joke was in the hospital when I was in there. I'm like, guys, I need this to work out. Do you have any idea how many books I still have to read? Like, this transplant has to work because
I have so many books to live for. Right.
I have to read all the books.
That's right. And they were like, all right, well, we're putting you, now we're really ramping it up.
List. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Oh, I love it so much. Oh, and I love, welcome new members. We just have the best community. I tell you what, I say it all the time. I mean, I don't think there's a day that goes by that I don't say it's the best community in the world. We really do. Don't we? Let's see here. Oh, the other thing before we get into all the Sarah Bookish Knitter yummy goodiness, I want to talk about something that's newsworthy. Kindle Vella. I don't know if anybody has tried that. Have you tried Kindle Vella, Sarah?
It's not available in Canada. I have heard about this for years, and I am annoyed that we never got it.
Well, guess what?
It's gone.
Not going to be available.
So bad you are.
So now you don't have to worry. So it's actually, they're closing on February 26th. It is shutting down. And I went to the Kindle Vella site in Amazon, and I'm not what I looked at, what I browsed through, I could read everything without any tokens. Normally you have to buy tokens.
Okay.
They do say, like, you can't currently buy more tokens to read. Let me explain. It's like there's books are considered an episode or a season.
Yes.
And then there's
you got a Mac, don't you?
I do. You know. How did you know?
That is what she does it all the time. She's like, guess we're at a rave.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, I tell you. Yeah, I'm like, Kindle Vella is ending, and then balloons are popping up.
Yeah, it's like, yay.
Yay. Terrible. I get so distracted by that every time. Especially, and I feel bad when I'll be interviewing an author, and that'll happen, and I'll just be like, la la la.
Yeah, sorry.
The worst was, oh my gosh, we had Sarah S.E. Wendell, great fantasy romance author, and she was talking, and she was on, I think, her cell phone, her iPhone, and she said something, and a thumbs down thing popped. That's it.
Okay,
that popped out while she was talking, and I thought, oh no, why is that happening?
What did I do?
What did I do? I was so so worried. And then I realized, oh, these are things that happen. But that was the first time that had ever happened.
It happened to my friend Tiffany during a live, and it was the first time it had ever happened. And we're all like really quiet. Nobody says anything. And the lady's like, did you guys see the balloons? I'm like, okay, I thought I was having a stroke. Like,
yes. Yes. I know. Yeah. If you're not expecting it, it is very, yeah. Exactly. Exactly, I tell you. Oh my gosh. Megan says, I never understood the point of Kindle Vella. Like, I don't see how it's better than KU.
Yes.
This is the point, Megan. And this may be why it's going away. You can't buy any new tokens, but if you do have tokens, I got to tell you, you have to use them by February 26th. Yeah, because they're going to be gone.
So they get you get like little episodes. So kind of like, oh, what is it called? There's that website where people write stories and they come out and.
Yes, it's like a serial. Yes, you get episodes.
Yes.
The only thing I ever bought was Eloisa James's Seduction series, which I really enjoyed. Oh. But it's funny, they give you can buy a certain number of tokens, and then of course the number of tokens that you buy is just a little bit more than what you need. So then you're like, well, I have these extra tokens.
Maybe I should buy some more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was fun seeing like things rolling out. Like I think it was like every Wednesday a new episode came out.
It's a fun idea.
It is.
Did you get the full book? Like when it's all done, did you get the full book? Like,
yes, you know what I mean? Again, yes, but it does it plays differently. I'm going to do that. And it's going to be balloons again.
That's fine.
It plays differently than like a book.
Okay.
It always looks like, I mean, it's kind of slim and you have to scroll more and yeah, so it feels more like just reading on the internet. So it was fun. It was a good experience. I'm glad I tried it. But yeah, I even when I was researching for today, I thought, oh gosh, I need to tell people in case they don't know so they can
use your tokens.
And maybe you can read things for free if you want before it disappears forever. Mm-hmm. Would you remember, was it QB? What was that thing? There was like a series. It was right when the pandemic started. There was this really fun bite-sized video thing that was.
Oh, yes.
We enjoyed it immensely, but it was designed so people could watch it like on the train or, you know, just in bits. And then everybody was just home.
Yes. Yes. It's just like,
that didn't last. I know, exactly. It's like of all the times to premiere something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, sadly, Kindle Vella is leaving. And yeah, if you have used it, if you have those tokens, you got to use them by the 26th of February. So there you have it. We have a couple more people that just joined us. Good morning, Kristen. Hey, Paige. Good morning. We are so happy that you are here. Happy Friday, by the way, everyone.
Oh, yes.
Week. I'm so excited. Like a telenovela. Very good, Terry. Exactly. Or sounds like a headache. Again, maybe why it's leaving. Exactly. So Sarah, okay, I think I got through all my little newsy pieces to get through. Now let's on you, the fabulous. I just can't wait.
No pressure.
You're so fun. Do you want to talk? What do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about the Retro Romance Readathon, or
you tell me? This is yours. I'm here just to answer questions.
Okay. Beautiful. I love it. Okay, so let's just we'll do the interview first, and then we'll come out with the fun extras. What do you do on your channel? Would you say
everything?
No. Everything.
Everything. I've been doing this for 9 years. I started in 2016, January 2nd, 2016. And I literally, my life, as you well know, is an open book. I mean, I've taken people in the last year through my transplant journey. I talk books. I talk life. I talk cats. I talk general nonsense. I talk but mostly like right now I'm focusing because I am home for the next year. Yay. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say I'm going to enjoy my downtime, not having to go into the office.
Yes.
So I am daily vlogging, which, is just more me talking about what I'm reading day to day. But I do TBRs. I do epic TBRs. Everybody knows me for my, yay, it's TBR time. That's kind of like my little thing that I do at TBR. I'm going to be doing wrap-ups again. I really fell away from the channel last year with everything that was going on for obvious reasons and fell away from reading quite a bit. So I'm really amping things back up this year. When I was in hospital last year, I met someone who also transplanted, this gentleman. We've become very, very good friends. He's my big brother now. And he got his transplant a month after me. But we talked about this, and he's like, you have ample opportunity this year. You're off work for a year. He goes, you do what you need to do to push this channel. He goes, maybe you won't have to go back to work. You know what I mean? Like, if you can do what you know, like, so this year is going to be a lot of change and growth on my channel. I think it's going to be perhaps even as I start to feel better, a bit more professional.
I love it.
That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. Never. But no, a lot more author interviews, stuff like that is stuff that I really want to get into as well. Yeah. So I've got some stuff for that. Yeah.
Such an exciting time on your channel.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do love me a good vlog. I just find they're so fun and so easy to do, you know, like you doing this. Like, it's not mindless. Like, you put a lot of work into it, but it's still just so easy just to sit down here and not have to edit it when you're done and not have to, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I needed a break from editing that. I did it for 2.5 years, almost 3 years, almost every single day. And I would get up at ungodly hours to do it because that was the only time I had. And I finally was like, I need a break. I need a break. And then all of a sudden, just one day, I was like, let's just do a live. And then it just turned into this. And it's been the best thing.
And they're brilliant. And I love this. I think this is an absolutely fantastic idea, you know?
So do you do much editing for your vlogs? Because maybe I should do more of
those. I stick pictures in, basically. That's basically what I do. I don't heavily edit. I don't, unless I go off on some weird rant that I'm like, okay, nobody needs to hear about that. Chop that out, you know? But a lot of the times it's just putting in pictures if I need to, like if I don't have the, because I read so much digitally that I need to like often post, like put the picture of the book cover up and stuff like that, right? So like you have a big collection. I also have a big collection, but it's currently mostly boxed. So, you know, when you ask me to pull books, I'm like, oh no, sorry. No, don't worry. Don't worry. I found stuff. Don't worry. I found.
I love it. You know, in fact, I was gonna ask this later, but let's do it now. Do you prefer Kindle, audiobooks, or physical books?
I prefer all three. I am multi. I love all. I have 6. No, I have 3 Kindles, 3 Kobos. I have my audiobooks and I have physical books like crazy. So I read from all 3. And right now I'm reading one of each currently because I read one book at a time. Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Well, maybe you have a preference here, paperback or hardback?
I do prefer paperback.
Okay.
They're just easier. Like, you know what I mean? Just for carting around and stuff like that. If you're laying in bed at night.
I know, that's so true. I was talking to Tiffany of Tiff Talks Pages. She was talking about how it's like it's a weapon. Like if she's laying down, it'll smack her in the head. It's like what's her?
I was at the hospital for an appointment on Monday, and I of course brought my book with me, and I'm reading The Women by Kristen Hanna, which is 500 pages on a hardcover. And I'm carting this thing around in my tote bag through the hospital. I'm like, you idiot! Why didn't you just bring your Kindle?
Yes, I've done the same thing when we were packing to go to the beach, and my husband's like, "Why?" Because I had all these big honking books, as they call them.
Yep.
And he's like, "Why am I putting this in the suitcase? Why don't you just bring your Kindle?" I'm like, "But I don't want to get my Kindle wet, and I don't want to get the books wet either, though. That's the thing,
right? You know,
it's tricky. I love it. So what genres do you like to read?
I like to read a bit of everything, to be completely honest. Like my main focus has always been romance. I've always been a romance reader at heart. Yes. But mystery comes in a very close second. Mm-hmm. You know, like right on the tails. And I really like the cozy mysteries. I think they're super cute because often there's like a little love story in there too. And you're mostly getting more of that small town feel than the murder itself. Like, yes, somebody has been murdered, but there's also like this fun festival that's happening in town that everybody's getting ready for. And you know what I mean? Like who's dating who and whatever. Yeah. But, you know, every now and then give me a good thriller. You know, I'm not a horror reader. I'm not a sci-fi reader. I'm not a romantasy reader. I'm sorry. I've tried Fourth Wing so many times, and I can't. It's too many names. It's just too much.
I get lost too. I often do. I say that's why I can do, I think the farthest out I can get usually unless I have help. Yeah. Otherwise, I've done Fourth Wing, but I have to ask Joanna. I'm like, Joanna, what's happening? My friend Joanna from XO Joe, because she's a romance reader. That's her bread and butter. And she always responds with, of course we all know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I didn't
we do? What? No.
No. Like there's countries and leaders of the countries and
I know, right?
What's happening? Thankfully, you know what? There's plenty of people out there that can do it. So good on them. Goodness.
You know? Yep. And
just lost.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I appreciate it and I get it. And I would like to read them. And I think I want to do romantasy light Like, I want to find like something that's like not so fourth wing, but just kind of, just to kind of ease myself into it. But I do also love like historical romance. I was big. I think a lot of romance readers got their start with historical. I just have this feeling like we all got our start there. And then I kind of drifted away from it for a bit because I found it was like all rakes and dukes. And I'm like, I'm kind of over this now. I need something else.
I'm all duked out.
There was only actually so many dukes if you go historically speaking.
I just figured you'd find them at every street corner.
Right. It's not a thing. It's just, throw a dead cat and hit a duke. So I kind of got away from it for a bit, but now I'm coming back to it because I find we're getting a lot more, well, especially because I read category romance, I read Harlequins, that we're seeing a lot more different time periods now with historical, which is what I'm really loving. Yes. And that's what I'm sinking my teeth into at this point. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. What time period would you say is your like catnip right this minute?
Oh gosh, I've always had a thing for like the 1920s, like that whole, the prohibition, that whole, what I almost said stripper. It's not stripper.
What? You heard it here, folks. You heard it here, folks.
The flappers.
Flapper.
Yes. Lord Almighty, what is in my coffee this morning?
I've been there. Don't worry.
But I do love that, and I read recently, or I have one on my shelf, like from the Wu Dynasty in China, like in the 500 or something like that. It's a Harlequin historical about a woman who goes to war, like a Mulan kind of an idea. Yeah, and I'm like this is what and the one I recommended to you, the World War II historical. A couple years ago, I used to do a podcast with my friend Bree, and we interviewed the editor for the Harlequin historical line. And it was very interesting. And she told us that the time period for historical is considered 50 years. Anything older than 50 years is considered historical. So for people submitting stories, so like we were talking, saying the moon landing could be now considered historical. Wow. And right now I'm reading The Women, which is Vietnam. And if I think about it, my father would have been 17 when Vietnam happened. That to me is not historical. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not when it's in your, but anyway, you don't want to realize how old you actually are.
My dad was 17 too. That's so crazy. Oh, how funny.
I know I'm actually now closer to 50 than 40, which terrifies the hell out of me. Let's not go there.
I love it. Wait a minute. Okay. What is this mug? Is this a Hocus Pocus mug?
My niece bought it for me for Christmas. It says, Hocus Pocus, I need this to focus. My niece knows me so well.
I love that so much. Oh my gosh. Speaking of focus, I'm like, what's your mug?
Yeah.
I can't help it. I love a good mug. I love it. We also have a couple people that just popped in to say, hey, good morning. This is Julie, and today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Julie. We're going to do something for you in a little bit, Julie. I found some metal, death metal. Her favorite music is death metal.
Oh, wonderful.
So we're going to, I don't know how, but we're going to dance death metal.
Well,
That's how we always do that on Fridays, right?
Why not? Why not?
Why not? Oh, yes. Thank you so much. And have a great birthday, Julie. I love it. I love what Sock said. Dukes in historical romance are like murders in Cabot Cove.
Oh, gosh. Yes, absolutely. And as far as I'm concerned, Jessica Fletcher murdered everybody in Cabot Cove. She is the murderer.
I used to want to be her when I would watch that show. And I'm like, but everybody's just dying around her.
You want to be her because she's okay. It's everyone that's around her. That's the
no one else.
You don't want to be in her orbit. You want to be her.
I feel like at a certain point she would be like, "Is it me? What's going on?"
Yeah,
like,
I'm beginning to think this is me.
Exactly. Oh, Terry says, Sarah, you need a good Earl or a Viscount.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. That's what you need. I love it. Ambi's, hello for my creative corner of creation. Oh, fun, Ambi. Hey there. Sarah, what was the title of the Chinese historical?
Butterfly Swords by Janine Lin. Lin is the last name.
Oh, awesome. See? Oh, you're getting people interested. I love it.
Yeah, it was really good. It's available on audio too for my audiobook listeners.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's perfect. We do love a good audiobook, a lot of us. I love it. No, 50 years is not historical.
I know. I am not historical.
I know, right? You were a refuse.
Yeah. Refuse.
Too funny. So who are your favorite authors, would you say?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay,
If
now you're
it's
putting
too
me on the
hard,
spot.
just yeah. I mean, you could probably go on and on. I have a feeling.
I mean,
Is
okay,
there
so the
anything
ones
right
that
now?
I absolutely buy when they come out. Now
Yeah,
I'm a little bit older school. Like
we
a lot
love
of
that.
the newer authors are not quite, hitting for me. This Maisie Yates. I still love Maisie Yates. Jill
Oh,
Shalvis. I've been lucky enough to interview both of them. Um,
get
I do
out.
love Susan Wiggs still. I'm just looking over here at my side of what I've got. Oh, Jenny Holiday, who I just finished. That one was so
Yes,
good. Into the Woods. That was really, really good. I really like
yes,
her stuff. I'm trying to think of who else. Oh, Christina Lauren. I know that I anytime Christina Lauren's books come out, I'm an
yes,
automatic. I have to get them. They just make me
yes.
happy, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, like I kind of got, and then a lot of category romance authors like Rachel Stewart and Danica Winters and Katie Richards, and I could go on and on, like a ton. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could.
I could, we could be here all day.
I know. Would you say that you're a TBR girl or a mood reader? I know you
I'm
mentioned TBR
I'm
earlier. I
a
want to
TBR
know.
girl. I'm a TBR girl. Yeah, I like the structure because I have such a huge TBR that if you asked me to pick something, I'd be like, I don't know. I used to, way back in the day, I used to read in the order I bought books in. I would buy books, put them on my shelf, and then I would read the next one I bought, regardless if
Wow.
it was in series order or not, which is how I read out of series order, which drives some people insane. I'm trying to get better, but that's how I used to read. Was like it was literally the next book on the shelf. That would be the one I would read.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
love
that's how
that. I've
structured
never
I
heard
was. Yeah,
anybody say that before. I love that though.
yeah.
I
That's when I
love
only own like 50 books.
right.
Now add a few zeros to that. That's not happening,
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. You know, it's funny. I hear people talk about, the stress over wanting to read all the books on their shelves and all of this. And I can't really go there personally, partly because I buy a lot of books for the
Right.
art.
Right.
To
Yes.
celebrate the art too. I buy
Yes.
them for different reasons, and I
Yes.
certainly would love to read all of them, but
Yes.
there's just too
Yes.
many for me to even be like, I'm going to read all these right now.
Well, my
I couldn't.
category romance collection, like I said, I'm not joking when I tell you there's got to be 3,000 books in there. Am I going to get through all those? No. I bought them because I've collected them. They're my
Yes.
collection. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're a collector. I love
I
that.
love
I love
looking
that.
at them. I mean,
Yes.
would I like to read them? Absolutely. But
Yes.
we'll get
Yes. I love it. I love that. Okay, and let's pause on the questions other than I would love to hear more about category romance. What can you tell us for those of us that are new to that?
How much time do you have? This is kind of my this is my savantism. This is my
I love it. I love it though. That's my favorite to talk to people about things like that. That's awesome.
Sorry, I've got a cat here. Okay, where did I
I
did bring visuals. I brought visuals just so I can show people so people understand
Yay!
because I find it easier to do it that way. So, category romance is Harlequin. Okay, you go into your Walmart, your Target, your grocery store. You have seen Harlequin romances.
Yes.
Okay? So the reason they're called category is because you get so many every month. So, for example, the Harlequin romance line publishes 4 books every month. They are of a certain length. There are certain tropes. The authors have to abide by certain guidelines. So you're always going to kind of get the same. I don't want to say you're going to get the same thing all the time because that makes it sound like you're reading the copycat books, but you're not. But you know what you're getting. And I've had a lot of people, like even romance readers, will come down on category like, oh, you're reading category romance. Oh, that's just so, the authors don't have to put any thought into it and all this stuff. But the thing is that every romance kind of adheres to a trope. Like everything. Do you know what I mean? Like you get the meet cute, then they're together, then you get the third act breakup, then it's the same every. Is it not? Right? Yeah. But that's what we love because it's predictable and that's what we know.
Yes.
So every line is, so like the historical line. So here's the, you get 5 books now for the historical line every month. And you can tell, Missy, ow, that's claws, ma'am.
She's like, I want to see that book. Okay, so wait.
I read that one, Mom.
I know. So it's
so like if you're standing there, you can clearly see. that they are the same line. They are both intrigue. They both got the purple thing in the corner. Do you know what I mean? Like they're both intrigue books.
I see.
Right?
Okay.
So you know that they're, and then I just brought, these are the newest like they've changed the covers. They change the covers all the time. So you can see the spines are all colored based on whatever imprint you're talking about. So there's currently 10 imprints being published by Harlequin. Mills and Boon is what it's called in the UK and overseas.
Yes.
It's the same company.
Okay.
But it's just published differently in the UK to the US and Canada.
This is fascinating. I love it.
And Harlequin is Canadian, by the way.
Get out!
Yeah, started in Winnipeg. The head office is in Toronto. I've been trying to get a job there for years. Harlequin.
Come on, Harlequin.
I know I did. I worked with them for years, actually. I used to do videos for them. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh my
so
gosh,
yeah, so you've got the historical line is one. So they put out 5 books a month. The romance line puts out 4 books a month. The intrigue line, which is one of my favorites. If you like romantic suspense, these are some of the best. If you are Christian, if you read faith-based, which, you know, they do have a faith-based line called the Love Inspired. And they also have a Love Inspired suspense. So you get the faith-based with a little bit of suspense. And you always have one character grappling with their faith in some way or another. And then, of course, my favorite line is the special edition line. These are more your small town, cute little, you know what I mean? Yeah. But that being said, these can get spicy.
I was going to ask, I was like, are these spicy? Or obviously
it does depend on the line. It depends on the author. So yeah, it does. The historical line can get spicy. Basically the love inspired, like your Christian fiction ones. No. There is absolutely hand holding is the most you're going to get in a Christian, right?
Well, there's not even a kiss? There's not even a kiss?
There could be. There might be a kiss, but that might be it. Wow. But then like the one that I just finished was called Diving Into Forever. And it was a male romance, actually. So they are starting to publish within the regular line, sapphic and you know, LGBTQ+.
Wow.
Yes. So it was a really, really good story, but it went there. I considered it to be 3 chili peppers. So it got spicy, you know, like, and I'm like, if you're ever curious, if you want to know more about the different lines, if you go to the Harlequin website, there's a section called Write for Harlequin, and it gives the writers the guidelines that these are the tropes we're looking for in each imprint. This is the word count. This is what we can and can't include. This is how spicy you can get. Stuff like that.
That is so fascinating. I'm loving this. I love the comments too. We've got Sock says category romance. Sarah's like, yes. Paige says, I love the category romances. My favorites are the historical and the special editions and the Desire line, but they stopped that one, I think. Did they?
Don't get me started on the Desire line. It makes me mad. It was one of the best lines. Some of the best authors wrote. That line that was a spicy line, and it was like that true romance fantasy. You know, he's a billionaire and you're on his yacht, and you know what I mean? Like it was that kind of like really high-end romance, like really ritzy romance. Right. And they stopped the line and they brought out this other line called Afterglow, which I do an entire rant video on my channel on it, and I had Desire authors message me privately thanking me for saying what they couldn't say.
Stop.
Yeah, because a lot of them were really annoyed with what Harlequin did when they got rid of that line, because that line had been around since the 70s.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, no. Like some of these have been around since the 80s. Like these so that's the other thing too, is I don't know if you can see it. They're all numbered. They're actually numbered on the spine. But it's not like you need to read them in any kind of order. Like you don't look at this one and go, oh shoot, it's number 3052. I got to start at number 1. Crap.
You'll be there by the end of the year.
Yeah. No problem. But I always say that's like a magazine. It's like a magazine issue number.
I love it. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, here's a question you may not know. What's the oldest one that you have? Do you have like an old one? Stop!
Because you asked me to pull out some of my crown jewels, and this is my crown jewel. Yeah. So this is so hold on. I'll just for comparison. So this is a Harlequin romance. So the one that I have here is from July of last year, July of 2024. This is number 4909. Okay, so this is the newest one I have in my collection of the romance line.
Okay.
This is the oldest one, number 975. And this is from, let me see here, 1955, December 1955. Isn't that, and I had no idea it was an original edition because a lot of these have been republished with the same covers, right? But this is the original edition. So what they would do back in the day, I love the old red.
Yes, I was just gonna say, I was like, it's got sprayed edges. That's crazy.
Yep. So a lot of times, so this says it was originally published by Mills and Boon in England in 1954, and then published in Harlequin, Canada in 1955. So what they did back in the originals, like way back in the day, back at this period of time, Harlequin or Mills and Boon published these books. So all these books would take place in the UK or overseas, all of them. And Harlequin bought the rights to them and then published them here in North America, like republished them in North America. Then in the 80s, we started getting our own, like they started hiring authors to write books set in North America for a North American audience. Yeah. So that is the oldest one in my collection that
Have you read it? Have you read that?
No, I haven't read it yet. I
want to know the sister of the housemaster. What's a housemaster?
A boys' public school set in a pleasant old cathedral town is the background for this charming story of Ingrid Southbrook, who came to keep house for her brother during his wife's illness. Sylvia Southbrook also had a brother, rather a celebrity, and Ingrid had no doubt that he would be as selfish and disagreeable as Sylvia herself. But Ingrid would have been surprised to know that her meeting with Patrick was destined to change the whole course of her life.
Ooh.
So she goes to look after her brother's wife, and she meets somebody, and some of them, and you know what? And I think that's why category often gets a bad rap, because there are some of them that are just completely bonkers. I bought this one the other day off of Thrift Books, and I just happen to have it just back here because I haven't put it away yet. Yeah. I just got to read you just the back little bit of this because you're going to lose it. It's hilarious.
I can't wait.
Was rebellious sister Felicia the nun who sneaked cigarettes and went swimming in the nude for real? Or was she a cruel assassin, an imposter who came to to the Palm Springs Covenant in order to murder a world-famous humanitarian? What the heck? What the heck? And there's a historical that I have on my shelf, a recent one from the last few years about a nun.
Oh!
That she's a nun, and he breaks her out of the convent, and then they end up having an affair. That's like, she's a nun. Clearly, she wasn't that into it.
Yeah, exactly. I love what Kristen says, a naughty nun. Love it.
You know? And I'm just like, but what got me in this whole thing is like, there's a, what do you call it? Like a convent in Palm Springs. I'm like picturing Palm Springs, Florida with these nuns walking around. But I mean, some of them are totally bonkers, but some of them are really, really good. Really good. You know, just like anything else.
Yes, well, truly. There have been many awesome
Sorry.
No, not at all. No, we've been loving this. Loving it. I just want to make sure I also hit these because I think we're at a good point right now. And I don't want to forget anybody.
No, you're fine.
We've been loving this. Absolutely loving this. Sock says, I think the Inspired line also has larger print.
And they have true large print. So they come in like this big. Because, and I'm going to be fair here, they're generally a lot of older people enjoy reading them. So they bring them out in the big trade paperbacks. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's a good idea then. Megan, thank you for explaining, Sarah. I never knew about the Harlequin, but I love how each imprint has certain things so you can find what you like.
And that's it. And I get a lot of people saying, where should I start? Okay, well, what do you like reading now? You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you're like a romantic suspense reader, read intrigue, read romantic suspense. If you like historical, read historical. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Julie says she knows Mills and Boons well because
she's in the UK. Yes.
That's right. I used to read all of the intrigue line.
Oh, I love intrigue.
Oh my gosh, so cool. Good morning, Molly. We still got some friends joining us this morning. I love it. Sock says, I used to be a Harlequin presents person. What's that? What is presents?
The presents line is
presents.
Right. You know, the presents line is the iconic. I should have brought one out here. They are the iconic line. They are the one that when you think of Harlequin, that's the one you think of. It's a white cover with the circle, and the people's picture is in the circle. It's like the most iconic. It's the ones that your grandmother read, your mother read, your older sister, they're those ones. Yeah, but like She's exactly right, because the titles are like the boss's bridegroom's baby bar. You know what I mean? Like literally the entire plot is given in the title of the book.
What is this about?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you. But like nowadays, and those again are the ones that are like, they're the ones that, you know, there's this poor girl and she's working at this big firm and she's in the elevator one day and the big boss comes on and she spills her coffee all over him. And then he's like, oh, you know, and suddenly they're living on his gigantic yacht. Those are those kind of books. The true fantasy romance, you know, of being swept away by the billionaire, kind of an idea.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. And Saki even has it here. The Spanish billionaire's pregnant virgin wife.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know what? That's probably an accurate title.
She read that one last week, actually.
Yeah, right?
Paige says she's checking out the rant video because she loves the design line.
Yeah, it's the one I go on about Afterglow. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. She still reads the old ones.
I love the old ones.
So it's because of the colored spines that you know it's a category and not just a Harlequin published book?
Because Harlequin publishes books, but Harlequin category is a different thing. Yes, it can get confusing because with the Retro Romance Readathon, which we'll talk about later, one of the prompts is to read a category romance, and a lot of people are going, oh, can I read this one? That's not category.
Oh!
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, just to add, you know, clear as mud.
Yeah, clear as mud. I love that. I love that. Oh my gosh. Christina says the thrift stores usually have a lot of Harlequins for like 50 cents each.
Oh, yeah. I bought during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I bought like a lot off of Facebook Marketplace of 300 of them from someone who was selling. I think somebody's mother passed away and they had boxed up all the books, and I bought them for $50. And I actually, because she said she was giving, I think her mother passed away from dementia, and she was donating the money so I gave her 100. I'm like, here, take the donation, you know, like 300 books.
Yeah.
That's yes, really
nice. Yeah, really.
Like, you can find a lot of that kind of stuff. Absolutely.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I get lots on eBay, which works out very cheap if you have upfront money to buy a lot at once.
Absolutely.
Ooh, was the Blaze category the same as Desire?
Blaze was a separate imprint, but Blaze, I Miss Blaze was such a good. So they were really, based on the title, they were really spicy books, but they were fun. But they had this humor to them. Tiffany Rice, you know the author Tiffany. She wrote a trilogy from the Blaze line.
Get out!
Yeah, she wrote a trilogy. Katie Robert, Neon Gods. Katie Robert has written for Harlequin as well. Nora Roberts.
Kidding.
Yep, Debbie Maycomer got her start writing for Harlequin. Oh yeah.
Stop. Oh my gosh. This is so fun. I'm learning so much today. I love it. I'm loving this. Sonia with an eye. Hello. She says, hello there. Nice to see two of my favorite gals together. Oh, yay.
Hi, Sonia.
Oh my gosh. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I love it. If the pizza delivery guy and the plumber show up. Yeah, the old covers are super fun.
Oh gosh, they're delightful.
Yeah, truly. Abby Jean is with me. I'm with you, Abby Jean. Thanks for the explanation. I've been confused about the categories. Truly, truly. I love that. And I love it. Kristen says, and a fancy jazz number. That's great. That's great. Oh, I love it. So we talked about the category romances. I also wanted to talk to you about book nostalgia. The other day, it was so funny. I did a live. We were talking about R.L. Stein and Christopher Price. And like people that watched it later, that was like all my comments were about R.L. Stein. And I thought, we got to do some more like with fun with this. And I know that's like your thing, not R.L. Stein per se, but talk about like some of the old school things that you love to read. I know we want to hear about that.
Oh, I don't know what it is about the nostalgia, but that's where I got my start. I think that's where a lot of us got our start. For me, it was Nancy Drew's Sweet Valley and the Babysitters Club. The Babysitters Club was number one. Yes. And I truly think that that's where my love of category came from, because category, like I said, are numbered. You get new ones every month. And with like the Babysitters Club and Sweet Valley, it was the same thing. Like, oh, I read this month's. Oh, now there's another one coming next month. And I think that kind of ingrained in my head as a child that now as an adult, I'm like, oh, there's new ones this month. You know what I mean? But there's just something just fun about, you can acknowledge the fact that these are not great books. Let's be real. Where is it? Do I have it? But I just finished reading the first Sweet Valley High book the other day, and I'm like, this is a bad book. This is clearly this is problematic.
Oh no! Hasn't aged well, huh?
With their perfect size 6 figures and blah blah blah. And you know what? I'm like, listen. You know, but you can acknowledge the fact that they're just something so. And the thing is, so the Babysitters Club, I was rereading them in Kindle because they republished them all on the Kindle, right? They have changed them. They have added cell phones. They did not have cell phones in 1983 or 86 when the series started. And I'm like, you're calling who on their cell phone? No, I'm sorry. You know, like.
No, you're not.
You are not. But that's just part of the charm. And I think like to go back to that simpler time when we were younger and when we, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I just love them. And I love them.
I love that. Did you, when you read Babysitters Club, did you decide that you were going to start a Babysitters Club? Oh,
Didn't we all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like, my life is going to be this exactly. Like I'm going to have my girlfriends. We're going to, the covers too. I was like, who was it? Christy that was like the extra pretty one who had her hair. Like
I think that was Stacy, maybe.
Oh, Stacy.
Yes,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she's so cool. Like I just.
And for me, it wasn't like I like kids and I like babysitting. Don't get me wrong, but for me, it was more like the girlfriends aspect.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm like, well, they get to go on all these fun trips. I want to go on fun trips. Maybe this is how I need to do it.
There you go. You know what's funny? I actually thought about the Babysitters Club yesterday or the other day because with my little one going to kindergarten in the fall, I'm thinking about because I've taught for a million years before in my previous life. And so I thought, it'd be fun to substitute teach because then I can work what days I want to work. It's super flexible. And I was thinking like getting a bag of tricks, if you will, when I go in like Babysitters Club.
Yeah, like the kid kits that they used to bring in. Yeah.
It's like the substitute teachers club.
The Babysitters Club for adults.
When my girlfriend's over, we're going to have a club, a substitute teachers club. I'm going to write that series, by the way. I will.
There you go. Yep. You know what? But I mean, all of us now who are of a certain age.
Yes.
Or like the nostalgia is back. I mean, Netflix had it on. Now, I have my own opinion of what Netflix did to the series. I'm not going to go there.
Okay.
The only thing I'm going to say, I appreciate what they did, but my issue was I felt they focused too much on the parents. The series never focused on the parents. Like, we got a lot about Christy's mom's infertility, which I appreciate. But when I was 13 reading the books, that didn't even come into play.
No.
You know, and I think that's what lost a lot of it. You know, and I was like, I wish they would have just focused back on, because I love the casting. I thought it was really fun. And my niece and I watched it together because she was just kind of into the Babysitters Club at the time. Now she's too old for it and she thinks Aunt Sarah's uncool because she's rereading them. But that's fine. Aunt Sarah really doesn't care what you think.
Well, but I mean, they're legally obligated to think we're not cool. So
yeah, you know, when you hit 15, that's just kind of what happens. You know, like I don't make the rules. Yeah. But I mean, I have a bind up of the first 3 Fear Street books. So like I did read Fear Street. I read Christopher Pike. I read I hunt those out when I go to the thrift store. That the first place I go and look is the kids section, like the chapter books, because I'm looking for Babysitters Club, Sweet Valley, Nancy Drew. Yes. And for me, the Nancy Drew is not the old yellow spine Nancy Drew. It's the 1980s Nancy Drew. Oh. The Nancy Drew files, because Nancy was a hell of a lot cooler. She drove a Corvette, and she
drove a Corvette.
Yeah, she drove
a cell phone.
She drove not 1983. She didn't. And there was guns, and there was explosions, and there was boys, and there was they
had it all.
They had it all,
including a car chase with a.
Oh yeah, no! In the first book, there is a car chase. And car
I just knew.
It was delightful. Not demure little Nancy from the 1930s. That's not the Nancy I read. I read Kick-Ass Nancy.
Cool Nancy.
Cool Nancy.
Tough Nancy. I love it. Sonia says, Sarah knows how much fun I have storytelling from vintage covers.
Oh my God. She sent me a care package and she had got all these books. And in every single book, she wrote a little note talking about the cover. They were Like
Oh.
there was a winter one and the woman had like her hat and her scarf and she's like, I wonder if these were all hand knit and if she has the pattern for them, like Sonia's a delight and I love her.
Oh, how sweet. Oh, that's so fun. That's so fun. Ambi says, I bought the Babysitters Club at the book fair. Yes.
I need Scholastic Book Fair for adults.
Yes, they do. Yes,
right?
They do. Wouldn't that be fun? Get the pencils, get the bookmarks. If you have any
Your
money
boss
left.
just comes in one day and goes, hey, you've all been really great. Let's go to the bookstore. Like,
yes, yes, field trip to the bookstore. Right? I love that so much. I volunteered at the bookstore for my kids' class last year. Every problem that I thought it was, and then everyone had a problem, and it was all, of course, it was all digital, and our internet wasn't working. And I'm like,
oh, good Lord,
did you do change?
Yeah,
like, what's happening?
Cash only,
right? I don't. They are Wattpad before Wattpad was a thing.
Yeah,
they're talking about some of the older books.
Oh, absolutely.
And old reading the ones that aren't as good. It's a Mystery Science Theater reading experience.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. Megan says, I loved going to the library as a kid, still do, reading the kid chapter books. Did anyone read The Saddle Club?
Yes. I wanted a horse just for that reason.
Yeah.
Then I took riding lessons for one summer and decided this was not for me.
Oh,
no. Horses are a lot of work.
Oh, gosh.
You've got to take care of horses.
Oh, man.
I'm like, what? I have to brush it, and I have to clean it. The hell?
To brush this horse? High maintenance. I love it. Sonia says, I'm starting Sweet Valley High on Monday.
Yeah, she's reading it for the Retro Romance Readathon.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. We'll talk about that in 1 minute. I love what Terry says. No cell phone in 1983. I think the only one that had a cell phone was like Zach Morris, but that was
right
because
he was super cool.
He was
that's back in the day,
right? Do you know he's
actually
still Mark Paul Gosselaar is a hot hottie.
Tell me about it.
My friend Marin keeps sending me like on Instagram. I just get things from her every day of Mark Paul Gosselaar. She's like she's seriously crushing on him.
Yeah,
so cute. I'm like, he is still really handsome. Mm-hmm. She showed me a video. He was in an interview recently, and he's like, I'm a husband first. And we just about melted into a puddle on the floor. I'm like, you're so cute.
Right?
Hey, Violet. Hello. I love how insane category romances can get. Yes. There's an early Sandra Brown book called Thursday's Child that I screamed nonstop.
Yes.
Oh, fun. Now I want to read that. I love it so much.
But you take them for what they are, especially the older ones, and especially because a lot of them were like very alpha male. Very alpha male.
Okay.
Because they, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the really early ones were, the whole premise would have been doctor and nurse. Because that was really the only, not the only, but one of the main, jobs for women at the time was to be a nurse. So the romances would be between the nurse and the doctor. So it was a lot of like hierarchy situations that maybe wouldn't play so well today. But you got to read it for what it is, you know? Don't read it by today's standards. Read it for,
Yes. Yeah.
Delightful. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure the housemaster is an alpha.
Right? Yeah. Like,
I have a spot.
Perfectly fine.
Because that's why I've been in love with the horror books that have spooky VHS tapes or are set in the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like those are easier. Like, there's something a little bit easier about horror, in my opinion. I don't know anything about horror, so I should probably stop talking. But I'm just going to finish this statement. When you don't have cell phones, because you're in the 80s or 90s, I feel like it's a lot scarier. The technology of today, there's so many things you have to work. If you were to write a horror, you'd probably have to work around so many things.
My brother and I had this conversation not long ago because he's a big Stephen King fan. And he said he was reading on some forum. I can't remember the book. I think it's Gerald's Game. But it's the whole book is that like the wife and husband go to this cabin and she ties him up and leaves him there. And that's the whole book, is that he can't get out of this. And then like my brother said to me, he goes, if it was written today, I'd be like, hey, Surrey, call 911. And the book would have been over. Right? Right. And it's the same with a lot of mysteries, like old school mysteries. Like if you're reading like Agatha Christie, they didn't have like the internet. They didn't have everything at their fingertips the way that we do. And it reads differently.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. That's so interesting. Kristen also says she loved the Boxcar Children.
I never read those.
I read a couple of those.
Okay.
And also Choose Your Own Adventure. Did you ever check
those? Were fun.
Those were really fun. I remember thinking, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Right?
I would go back and then start again, make a different choice. I'm
I
like,
know,
now
right? I've read this book 8 times now.
different every time. Different. Book fairs were the jam. That is right. Yes, book fairs. I know.
Book fairs and Book It. We need to also bring back Book It.
Oh, is that the one with the button?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut! Yes!
Right? Give me pizza for reading books.
Yes! Absolutely. Personal pan pizza. I will never forget it. Yes, I still have my buttons somewhere.
We would personally put Pizza Hut out of business. Y'all are reading how much?
It's so true. It's so true. All the booktubers and all the book community storms it. Right? Yes. I love that so much. I remember that vividly, though. I don't see many Pizza Huts anymore, but yeah, the personal pan pizza and your like the red cup. Remember the red? Oh gosh,
the nostalgic red cups. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I can see right now. I could talk to you all day.
Right.
I was like, we're gonna do a sprint at some point. No, I love it. I'm like, we'll do a sprint. I don't know when. It's gonna happen.
It'll happen.
Oh, Ambi says I read a few Goosebumps back in the 90s, but I love the TV show too. Absolutely.
I kind of had aged out at that point. They were a little on the younger. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. But I do remember reading some of them Goosebumps.
I did read a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Book fairs were the best. I would always buy the Animorph series and
I remember them. Always R.L. Stein. Always.
I met him once when I was a teenager.
Cool.
And I just about died. I was like, this is the coolest moment of my life.
That is awesome.
It was so neat. And he was just, like, hi. Yeah. But I was just, I wish I'd known. I would have brought a book. I would have. Yeah. I've never read Saddle Club. There you go. You could read it and get into horses.
Right. There are a lot of
about 4 girls who were friends and had horses and went on adventures together. Sounds lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a TV show of the movie. Interesting.
Ooh.
Book It Pizza. Mm-hmm. Get Out sucks. Romance only book sale. That's awesome.
That would be fantastic.
And that's her book fair. I love that.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, Kristen says Book It is still a thing.
I'm sorry, what?
I know what?
What? Tell me more.
Okay, you need that link, Kristen.
Yeah, right?
Reading.
Pizza Hut reading.
Pizza Hut. We'll go to Pizza Hut and read at the same time.
I used to do that. That was our Friday. In our family, our Friday night, my father would come home from work and we would go to Pizza Hut for dinner. That was that's a core memory for me as a kid. Back when you could smoke inside, because I remember that.
Smoking
my father was a smoker. Right? That's why I remember that. But I remember bringing a book because Mom and Dad would be having their conversation about the week, and my brother would be like, whatever, and I'd be reading.
I love that.
Yeah,
that was your Friday night. That's adorable. Our Friday nights, again, this is you and I are about the same age, so I think but we went to Borders every Friday night.
Oh, nice.
I don't remember what we did for dinner, but we would go to Borders, and then we would all scatter in our own corners, and like we'd have the headphones and be listening to music and trying out movies, reading the DVD. It was an experience, like trying new things and
that's awesome.
I do miss that. Talk about nostalgia, right? Kristen says anyone with kiddos can sign them up. Get out.
Do they have to be human kiddos? Yes, my cat has totally read 14 books.
Missy, Missy needs some pizza.
Missy, what kind of schmut are you reading?
Yeah, that would be a different list on the book.
Right? Yeah. What kind of books are this kid reading?
The Billionaire's Virgin Pregnant Wife.
Precisely.
That's a different one. Book it. Esther says, I feel so old. I never watched or read any of these.
Oh, Esther.
Don't worry. Don't you worry, Esther. Don't you worry. Oh, Magical Treehouse. That is younger. Yes. That's younger than me, anyway. I should say.
Yeah, it's younger
Magic
than me.
Treehouse is great. Magic Treehouse is great. Yes, Magic Treehouse. Yes. Also, very young woman, old man too, at least the vintage cover.
Yes, there was a lot of definite age gap back then. Yeah.
Interesting. The Billionaire
Wives Club.
How
do I get to be a part of that?
Amen. Yes. Magic Treehouse. Yes. Yes. It's so funny. You can all kind of tell where everybody is in age, like from what they remember.
It was funny. It was my brother and I were talking about something, and I'm a huge Morgan Wallen fan, and he's coming to Toronto, and I was trying to get tickets. And I'm like, I was talking to my brother in the car, and I'm like, oh, he's so cute and whatever. He goes, isn't he like 30 something? I'm like, you should shut your mouth right now. Okay. She's like, isn't he like the same age as your stepson? You should really just shut your mouth right now.
It's the 30-year-old inside of me that really likes him.
Just call me Cougar. Just call. I'm at the age now where I'm happy to be Cougar.
There you go. There you go. Oh my gosh. Esther Jane says, I was just out of high school when Sesame Street started. Oh.
Yeah, Esther and I talk about she's the same. If my dad was still alive, she and my dad would be the same age. So she and I were talking quite a bit about the women because she was around for the Vietnam War. Not calling you out there, Esther.
I love that.
But we were talking about the music in that book because there's a lot of music that's discussed. And I mean, I grew up listening to it because my parents listened to it. Right? So the Beatles and the Stones and like they mention these songs and you're like, yeah, I know that song,
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's so neat. Sesame Street and I are the same age. I'm the same age as MTV. I found out. I came out the same time MTV did. So that's weird and different and interesting. Anyway. Yeah. Hopefully. Let's talk about the Retro Romance Readathon. We've talked a little bit about it here and there, but I want to know everything there is to know about this Retro Romance Readathon.
So this was actually created by Stormy over at Storm Reads. This was her baby, her brainchild. I am just jumping on the coattails. But her and I are both big fans of the old retro romances, like the old bodice ripper covers. Like Stormy has such a huge collection of them. Like she loves them. She loves them. And a couple of years ago, she's like, hey, we should do something in February. Because there's so many like romance readathons in February. It's like, let's do something a little bit different. And, kind of highlight these older books. Because people don't read them. They kind of focus on like the new stuff, which is fine. I mean, obviously, we all want to read the new and shiny. But let's look at some of the old stuff too. So that's where this kind of idea came from. So it's very, very laid back. Stormy is not somebody who does prompts. She's not a prompt. Like she's like, anytime there's a readathon, she's like, I don't care if there's prompts. I don't want to do prompts. Whereas I'm like, give me all the prompts.
Very laid back readathon.
She's whereas I'm like, so we did do prompts, and we keep it very low key. But the whole thing is basically read a single retro romance. And retro, I know I'm going to get flack for this. We're calling retro anything pre-2005. So it's 20 years.
Okay.
I know. I'm like,
okay, where's my paper bag to breathe in?
I'm like thinking to myself, like, how old was I? I don't want to talk about it.
Oh no.
But we encourage you to go older than that. We just don't want to make it too difficult on some people because a lot of people can only read digitally for reasons and things like that. So, a lot of the older ones are not published in digital format. So that's why but we encourage you to go older. Like, I know Storm and I are both reading books from the 80s and stuff like that. So, a little bit more retro. But yeah, so the prompts for this year are category, which of course we've just already discussed. So Rita Harlequin, Mills and Boone. Spring or summer on the cover or in the story, like if it takes place. Just because it's February, we want something blah, blah, blah. Or something with your favorite trope.
Nice.
It happens to be.
Easy peasy. I love it.
And we do a small one in the summer too, in July. We do a Christmas in July, a retro Christmas in July. So yeah, because we just think it's because we've always said that there's so many holiday books that come out.
Yes.
You never have a chance to read all of them at Christmas.
Yes, we were just talking about this the other day.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I read a Christmas book in January. I just finished a holiday audiobook arc just earlier
nice.
This week.
Oh, the goose one.
Yes, Honkers Under the Holly.
I want to read that series so badly. I want to read the series so badly.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Okay. It's very spicy. It's a
little
crude, but it's so sweet. And the Cinnamon Roll Heroes, and it's so light and fluffy. Like there's not a lot of angst, but it's still really an engaging plot. She's fantastic. Very humorous. You just feel good when you're reading it. I gotta get to them. Love it. You'll love it.
But yeah, so we do that in this. But I have, just to show you guys, so I am reading an old Betty Neals, Ring in a Teacup. This came out the year I was born. Am I lying? 1979. Came out the year I was born. And I think that
Oh,
looks like Mary Tyler Moore.
yes, it
Right?
totally does.
So
I
yeah,
love
I
it.
got that one. And then I have, so that's for my category pick. My spring and summer pick is this one because like beach cover. We have Kissed by an
Cute.
Angel by Kathy Clark, which just looks adorable.
So cute. So
And
cute.
then favorite trope that I picked is I always like the city girl in the country, you know, like the fish out
Yes.
of water type trope for the character.
Mhm.
So I've got this one, which is Heaven Sent by Jacqueline Diamond and Shotgun Annie by Nancy Warren, which is also category. It's a duets from Harlequin.
Get
This is
out.
actually the first category romance book I ever read. And
Stop.
that's why I picked it. So this is, I'm doing a reread of it 23 years later.
You
I
should
picked this
vlog
up
that. Although I know
by
you're doing your
chance
you're doing
in
your
a bookstore. Like I was going to see my grandparents and I stopped at the convenience store to fill up with gas. And of course, this was at like the spinner rack at the gas station, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, you know, I never go anywhere without a book. I'm like, oh, it's only $4.99. Okay, into the bag it goes, right?
Yeah.
And I think I read it in a day. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of hooked on these. And then that was it for me. And I was down the rabbit hole of category romance. Yeah.
I love it so much.
So yeah, so those are the ones that I am reading for the retro.
I can't wait to hear how you feel now about it versus how you felt 23 years
yeah, exactly. That's what I've been hesitant because I've wanted to reread it so many times, but this part of me is like, am I going to like it? Do you know what I mean? You're kind of like,
totally, yes.
You know, but I'm like, I'm just going to read it. I'm just
I have to find out what you think. I have to. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Again, I'm so sorry. I'm just so engaged in the
You're fine. You're fine.
This is great. Let's see. Oh, Lisa, good morning. It must have been hard when those cell phones back in the day. Well, yes, it was. You know, my sister was the first one in our family to get a cell phone. And I remember
really
fighting with her and saying, you don't need a cell phone. You don't need that. And now, of course, you know, we can't go anywhere.
I remember. So I was in high school and pagers were a thing. Do you remember having everybody had pagers?
Yes.
Which is like the stupidest thing because like, what's the point?
I know.
When you think about it now, it's like you still need a phone.
Right.
And I remember distinctly, this is a memory for me. I miss my dad so much because he was awesome. So I remember getting a pager and I came home with this pager and I'm like, look, I got a pager. And my dad was so angry. He's like, why do you need a pager? He's like, only two types of people have pagers, doctors and drug dealers. He goes, and you're not a doctor.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. I thought it was so funny. He just didn't see the point. He was like, I don't understand. And even up until he passed, like he never even like cell phones. Like he understood them for like safety. Like when I started working and I was driving quite a distance to work, that's when I got my first cell phone when I was in my early 20s. Now I'm aging myself. And it was like this big. Like it was like one of those old Nokia, you know, like
yes.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I had one. And literally all you could do was call people on it. You remember when you could only call people on a cell phone?
Yes. I remember the first time I texted a boy I was dating and I was like, and by the way, it's me. And he goes, I know it's you. I'm like, how do you know? He's like, because it says the number. I was like, oh. Every time I'd be like, and it's me. And he's like, stop telling me that.
And I'm trying to tell my niece the one time, I'm like, yeah, back when you wanted to text, it was like AAA, you know, like to get to the letter that you wanted. Yeah. We didn't have a keyboard. We only had the numbers. Yes. God, we're aging ourselves now. Okay.
I know, right? I tell you, oh my gosh. Crafty Annie says, hi, everyone. Hi. Oh, hi. Through Sarah. Oh my gosh. Well, welcome. And hi to Sarah. I love it. We didn't exactly miss them because they weren't an option, but we get aggravated by missed calls. Yes.
Yes.
Had to be the other way. Yes. I remember waiting by the phone for calls and things like that. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, wow. 2005. Ouch. It hurts everywhere.
Because like the rest of us, we're all a certain age. It does hurt everywhere.
We're just accepting. Book It was my Friday night with my brother. It was the only way we ever got pizza. My mom would get a salad and eat my brother's clothes. That's adorable.
I love that.
That's adorable. I'm reading a couple from the defunct category lines.
Yay.
Oh,
absolutely. Absolutely they fit.
They fit. Oh, good, good, good. And retro is like 1950s now. I know, right?
Yeah, I know.
Hello, Lisa. Oh, she loves that series. Oh, vintage Harlequins. Mm-hmm. Apparently, to be in the Billionaire Wives Club, you have to meet them in an elevator and throw coffee on them. May or may not be heading to the coffee shop now, right?
Let us know how that works out, Sonia. Yeah. Back to me. There's a book in the making.
Yes, it'll lead to a marriage of convenience. I love it. Oh, I didn't get a cell phone until college. Yes, me too. When my parents were like, "We're not driving you to and from college anymore. Here's your phone."
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Yes, same. Yeah. If he's a billionaire, my husband probably won't care about the coffee. Absolutely. He could just
Well, that's what I'm thinking, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll have to divorce, but you can still see each other
on the side.
Oh my gosh, Terry says pagers was the only way to reach my husband.
Yep.
Oh my.
Well, the doctors in my hospital still had pagers. Like my cardiologist still had a pager. I'm like, what year is this?
I want to know you have the latest technology.
And she was so funny. She goes, this is so old that it actually does not display the current year. It doesn't display anything over 2020. Oh. But they still use them. I'm like, that is ludicrous to me.
Truly. I love what Crafty Annie just said. Granddaughter is beside me at her table reading and coloring while I'm reading. I love Fridays with her.
Oh, that's delightful.
That sounds so sweet. I love that kind of quality time. That's so fun.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me see. I think we might do like a sprint for 15 minutes.
Sure. Just let everybody take a little break and, you know.
Absolutely. Let's do that. And is there anything that I forgot about the Retro Romance?
No, it's pretty basic. February 1st to 28th, read a retro book.
Okay, awesome. It's not like you're not going to stay here, so that's good.
You know.
She's not going anywhere. She's staying. Before we do the sprint, though, we're going to celebrate Julie's birthday with this interesting music, Julia.
I can't wait to hear this.
I'm doing this because, and I tried to find a shorter one that wasn't as scary because I don't know if you've ever used Epidemic Sound. But I looked up metal and it was all like angry, dark and angry and dark. And I'm like, oh no, like this is not my birthday. You know? Yeah. Sock says, let's bang our heads. I love it. We just heard this lovely story about Crafty Annie and her granddaughter. Now I'm like, we're gonna do death metal music.
It's all about balance, people. It's all about balance.
About the balance. Julie loves it. We're doing it for Julie. So here we go. This is going to be interesting. And then we'll start our sprint.
Yay.
There we go. And if you don't want to hear it, you're welcome to zip out now.
That's right.
I don't know how to dance to this.
I just feel like
Happy Julie.
Love death metal. This would be me at the club dancing.
Yeah, right? This is so fun. I love it. Everyone is dancing. Birthday Julie.
That scene in Wayne's World where they're in the car.
I love it. Yay, we did it!
Happy birthday, Julie!
Julie! That was something.
That was delightful.
It was, yes, absolutely. Let's go do I'm going to remove this before it randomly plays again. That was the craziest I've ever gotten. I love it. All right, so we've got a really fun, again, we're doing Cupid because it's
I love it.
Valentine month. Let's go ahead and do a 20-minute sprint. See if we can get some stuff done, get some reading in, and then we'll come back and we are going to talk about January wrap-ups. So I'm looking forward to that. If you want to choose your Cupid, they're all looking very interesting this morning. I'm going to choose
number 4.
You're doing 4. I'm going to do 2 because it looks like Justin Timberlake.
He does too, with the ramen hair back in the day.
Right. All right, everybody, let's do it. I'm really excited. Yay! Violet won. That was number 3.
Well done. Well done.
And Terry won as well. When I read, I didn't see which one she was talking about, and I read her comment that says, I will do 3, the only one without a diaper. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, oh, it's wearing a dress. Okay. I was like, it doesn't have a diaper. I was like, what am I doing?
Is this not safe for work all of a sudden?
I was so worried for like a nanosecond.
You're right.
So funny. Hey, Nikita, she joined us during the sprints. Oh my gosh, I love it. So Crafty Annie right now is reading Harlequin number 331. Let me remember.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. I'll take Castile or Dean. I'm not fussy. That's great. Crafty Annie, coffee, the ambrosia of the gods. Yes.
Yes.
And at one point, my dog Rudy, who is now chewing on an old insole, which is just great. I chased him down a minute ago because I thought it was an important one. I'm like, oh no, you know, I don't care.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, he said hello. I love when she goes, not Sam. He knows what he did. My husband. Yeah. Off making another smoothie. Yeah, the curse is broken. Violet finally won one. That's great. Yeah, Rudy. Yes, Rudy, my dog. Rudy, my dog, causing trouble. Causing trouble.
What they do.
Yes, as they do. You know it.
Yeah.
So we just had a chance to celebrate a birthday, and I wanted to ask, I don't think she's here right now, and I'm going to see if I can track her down. But we have Victoria of Tori Reads 13, who has a birthday coming up next week. So I definitely want to celebrate her. And if you're Victoria, if you're watching this, let me know what kind of music you like, or I'll just find some peppy, happy birthday music because I want to celebrate you next week for your birthday. And as we know, because we do love to celebrate birthdays here, if you have not had a chance to add it, you can either just tell it to me right now in the comments and I'll just make a note and add it to my list, or you can add it to the Google Doc, which is attached in the description box. It's also in the Discord for Wake Up to Romance. So many places to put it. So,
yay.
Yeah. How was your reading? Good. I saw you laughing quite a bit.
Oh, my husband was sitting here and we were having because the cats were being like insane, you know, because we've got the cat towers like right here, and Missy likes to swing around on the pole. So we always keep joking, like, you know, the whole thing in life is to keep your kids off the pole. But, you know, Missy is on the pole and she's dancing.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Around on it. She's biting the curtains. I'm like, okay. But I did get a little bit read in Sweet Valley High book number 2. Another bit of classic literature that I'm currently reading.
Classic literature. Absolutely. I love it. What about you guys? Did you get anything done? Did you get anything read? I made some more tea. Man, did I ever need it. It's just Friday, you know? Friday.
Right? Yes.
A week. Need a little extra caffeine. That's for sure.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Molly says, I read 12 pages in Time's Legacy by Barbara Erskine. Oh boy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Crafty Annie only got 4 pages and was helping Lorelai sound out words in her book. Oh, that's wonderful.
That's awesome.
See that you read 2 books, Annie.
That's exactly. You know,
one may have been Cat in the Hat, but you know,
that's fine. Put it on the Goodreads. That way, Goodreads can shut its mouth and stop telling me I'm behind.
That's right. I'm ahead of my goal right now. I'm like, that's not going to last, especially when it comes summer. Yeah, not going to happen. Paige, I have added yours. It is noted. I have your birthday already.
Excellent.
This August. Ambi says, me and my mom and sister have figured out Mom gets Daddy Winchester, my sister gets Dean, and I get Sam.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, they got 22 pages in the Candlelight Ecstasy Romance. I think the author, Rosemarie Ferris, is Canadian.
Oh, nice. Yay.
Very fun. Crafty Annie is reading 6 books at the moment. That was one of the questions I was going to ask you earlier, Sarah. How many books do you tend to read? Is it 3? Because I know you said, 4.
3 or 4. Well, like, I mean, you know, you're reading 20 pages of this a day. Like, is it really, you know what I mean? But it's usually like I'm always reading a category romance, and I always have an audiobook on the go, and then usually something else. Something a little bit, you know, tougher.
Yeah. Tougher. Harder than that. It's hard to imagine.
Yes, I'm reading a book on quantum physics.
Oh, yes, as am I.
Yes, we all, yes.
I read 3 chapters during our sprint. Yes. Kristen says coffee was made and pre-ordered books were ordered. Hey, and the mail is ready to go out. Sounds
that sounds
perfect. Perfect Friday. By the way, I wanted to share. It didn't occur to me. I actually have this one. This is a special edition.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if you know Tiff Marcello at all. I met her at Polycon, of all things, which is like a fantasy romance thing. And she and I had the most lovely talk. We talked for so long. I ended up getting her bookmarks as well. I fell in love with this partly because we love to go to the Shenandoah Valley on vacation.
Okay.
And she's got another one coming out actually this month in this series. It's also set in the Shenandoah Valley. It's just such a beautiful area. But she signed it. She's so cute. Kirby, you're amazing. I don't know how amazing I was, but I sure did have fun talking
that is
to
delightful.
her. I would love to have her on at some point. She was so sweet. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to read this yet. I love the cherry blossoms too.
It's the first. So that's the first in the series.
Oh.
I just looked it up.
Oh, get out!
Because book 2 comes out this month. Bless you, Preston. Sorry, the cat's sneezing currently.
He's allergic to cats.
Do we need to get rid of the other cats? Are you allergic, sir?
He's only allergic to other cats, not himself.
Right?
I love it. Yeah, but I need to read this. And cherry blossoms were the flower of our wedding.
Really? Oh, that's lovely.
We got married in April, so all the cherry blossoms.
Oh, nice.
But so I want to read it this spring.
I'll have to look for that one. Yeah, definitely.
She's a doll. But I saw that and I was like, I have to share. Since we're talking
yes, you got one. Yay!
Yay!
See, you sneaked our way into your house without you realizing it.
I love it. In a year from now, I'm going to be like, all my shelves are going to be
right. Yeah, it'll be like, you know what it is? They're just such easy reads. Like, not that anything else is hard, but do you know what I mean? They're just like delightful, like quick and easy to read.
I love it. I love it. I'm really looking forward to that. Truly. I want to beat my average for last year, which was, I think, a little over 1,500 hours. Wow.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, that's truly amazing. I read a chapter of The Me I Used to Be by Jennifer Ryan.
I read that one a couple years ago. It's a good book.
Ooh, awesome. Ordered Barbarian's Heart by Ruby Dixon. Oh, yes, I know. Isn't it beautiful?
I have not gotten into that series. I just don't know if I can do the whole alien thing.
That's what I said, Sarah. That's what I said.
And now she's addicted.
And now, yes, I'll never forget. I know I told this story already, so I'm going to breeze through it as quickly as I can. I was doing a book video, like a book hunt video, and I saw these covers. I'm like, these are so pretty, but I would never read alien romance. And they were like, well, neither did I say that. You know, everybody was like, I said the same thing. And now I'm among those people that I'm like, it's just so sweet.
I need to read them. I'll try them on audio and see how I do.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, you can find them just.
Sorry, Tim Hortons order has arrived.
Get out! Yay! What did you get? Do tell.
Right?
Did you get breakfast, or is it just coffee or tea?
Oh no, it's just a tea and a cookie.
Oh, fun. So fun. We love it.
Morning snack.
I love it. I love this name too. Dremione Forever.
Hermione. I think it's Hermione. Oh. Hermione. She shows up a lot on our sprints. So yeah.
Hermione. That's way better than what I said. I'm like the people when Harry Potter first came out, before the movie came out, that was like, and then Harry and Hermione or Hermione. That sounds like a terrible name. Hermione? Like Hermione?
The difference between book readers and audiobook readers.
So true. I'll never forget one year somebody did Gone with the Wind for their book report, and she in her mind she read Melanie's character as Mulaney, and then her entire book report, even though the teacher kept correcting her because it had been in her brain for like a month as Mulaney. She just kept saying anyway. Okay, and so then Mulaney, I'm like, this is.
Go with the Wind is in my top 5 favorite books of all time. I understand how problematic it is, believe me, but I think it's a fantastically written book.
Sure.
But I'm trying to think of what character could she have possibly gotten wrong.
Exactly. Yep, that would be Mulaney. And by the way, did we cover all your crown jewels?
Oh, we can do that if we've got time.
I would love that. I would love that. I would, and while you're looking, I'm gonna just go. I
please, by all means.
Comment. Currently reading Feral Sins Book 1 in the Phoenix Pack series by Suzanne Wright on Kindle. Also reading Lone Warrior by Bobby Smith for the Retro Romance Readathon. Awesome. Yeah, that cover is beautiful. Yeah. I love the alien romance books. I know.
Double.
Sarah knows these.
That's Sarah, right. That's a very Canadian thing. Double.
Oh, is it? Oh, I love that. That is the way we pronounce it in French. Be Hermione.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. See, Terry's always teaching me French. Otherwise, I would not know. And I'm still terrible. I read the Mallory Towers book when I was a kid.
Mallory. Oh, nice.
That's great. So, I love it. So if you have, I know you're enjoying.
I have just a couple.
Okay. Yes.
Just a couple, but one. I have a hardcover of the very first Babysitters Club book. I found this at a thrift store, and it's not even like it's an ex-library edition because it's not got any. This just sits up on my shelf. That's just one of my favorite. I only pulled one, but I have the entire collection because this was the first historical romance series I ever read, which was the Bridgerton by Julia Quinn. But these are the UK editions.
Stop.
I hunted these out back when Book Depository was a thing still. Oh
my god.
And I've got it. So this is when he was waiting. But I fell in love with the covers. They're just delightful. So I've got the entire series in these editions. Because I love
it. I love it.
And then my most recent is a set of 4.
Wow.
Very quick story. So when I was in the hospital, I got contacted by author Amy Andrews. Her and I have been in contact for years. She writes for the medical romance line for Harlequin. And she's in Australia, and she was going to be in Canada for Harlequin's 75th anniversary this summer. That just passed. She's like, hey, I'm going to be in Toronto. Can we meet up for coffee? I'm like, I would love to, but I'm currently stuck in hospital. And I even asked the nurses, like, can I leave? Like, can we put like a trench coat over the IV and I can just go to the coffee shop or something? They're like, no. So when I got home from hospital, I got a care package and I got this book sent to me. And this is Outback Nurse, and it is an anthology. And it is Fiona Lowe, Carol Marinelli, and Amy Andrews. So this was produced for Mills and Boon, Australia's 50th anniversary. So it's just a bind up of 3 books that have already been published. But the cover, right?
Yes.
It's just. So I'm very thankful to her. She signed her book inside. And then I look at the back and there are 3 other books in this collection. No. So in one of my videos, I kind of made point. I'm like, hey, if anyone knows where I can find the other 3, please let me know. Yes. So author Rachel Stewart watches my videos. She contacts Amy and she's like, hey, Amy, Sarah's looking for the other 3. Amy contacts Mills and Boon Australia and goes, hey, can you send her the other 3? So I got the whole collection. These are available only in Australia, and I got them. So there's Marriage, Reunion and Marriage. These were the Presents novels. The ones that so here's the titles, just to give you. The Innocent's Forgotten Wedding. The Return of Her Billionaire Husband. Well, when your billionaire husband goes missing and he just suddenly returns.
Yeah, you know how that happens.
The Marcoquis Marriage. So that one. And then gorgeous. A cowboy one, Cowboy at Heart. I mean, these covers are just everything. They're so gorgeous. And then last but not least, falling off the cat tower, Guarded Secrets, which is the romantic suspense ones.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
And even the back has all the artwork on it. And I mean, they're gorgeous. So these are I read Outback Nurse in January. And I'm actually going to be reading Reunion and Marriage in February. And the thing I was saying to my viewers is do I count each book separately because they were all published? But this other part of me was like, but I want to say that I read this book because it's so pretty.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's hard.
What is reader problems, right? So so those are my current crown jewels of my collection. Are those?
Oh gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I know what they're talking about. That's awesome. I'm so glad you shared that with us, and I love the story. Violet says, I just picked up I'm sorry, my dogs are playing.
You're fine.
don't know if you can hear them. I just picked up Gone with the Wind for under $1 at a used bookstore. I plan on reading it and the fanfic sequel this year. I'm prepared to sigh many times.
Yeah. If you can appreciate the fact that it's not historically accurate, just read it for what it is.
Sure.
Yep.
And then Jubilee by Margaret Walker. They were talking about this. I haven't looking. They're going to look it up. It's a response to Gone with the Wind from an African American writer.
Okay.
How cool! I love it.
I'll have to look for that.
I've read all of those from the second.
Oh, all the Presents novels, yeah.
Oh, I love it! Oh my gosh, yeah, those are just gorgeous. Absolutely.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
that's what some of the covers were just. And she also sent me a tote bag that has all 4 of the covers on it. And they sent me when the woman from Mills and Boon in Australia, she sent me a little notebook with a little there was a little note saying, "Dear Sarah, we heard you were looking to complete your set. Happy reading."
Oh my god!
Like that's just this. Authors and publishers are amazing.
They are
absolutely amazing.
Yes, I've had the most beautiful experiences with authors and publishers. I never would have thought.
No,
and it's just fantastic. It's just fantastic. I love it
absolutely.
So much. Oh man. Well, okay. So I wanted to talk about. I was going to talk about the January wrap up, but I don't even know if we have time. We've had just so much fun.
I'm not even sorry. I'm taking up.
No, I'm so happy. This is better than I even could have imagined. I've had the best time this morning. I can do it next week or something. I'm not worried about it. We're read. They've been read. It's done. So
right. Fair enough.
Yeah. But I wanted to just share. So I don't know if you've heard, but we're doing a boyfriend bracket, the best book boyfriend bracket. And we are just about done with the very first round. Today is the day that people can vote on the last 2 in each category. Sebastian Challen, by the way, is Sebastian Lord St. Vincent from Devil in Winter, which many people know.
Okay.
So I put that there. But yeah, we've got almost everything finished. And then we're going to start doing I had to look it up. I'm like, what's semifinals versus quarterfinals versus we're not going to be there yet. But anyway, yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I just wanted to make sure that I talked about that. But yeah, we could talk. You know what? I think we have. Oh my gosh, my dogs are. I don't hear them at all, but they are just wild little things here. We've had such cold weather, and with snow. Have you had? I mean, you must have.
Oh yeah. Actually, last night, because my husband works from 6 p.m. until 2:30 in the morning, and in order to save some money, he'd been Ubering at home. Like I drive him into work, and then he Ubers at home. We're trying to save some money, so I've been going to pick him up. So I got up last night at 2 a.m, and I stepped outside and I went, wait a minute, where did this snow come from? And I'm like driving through the streets at 2:30 in the morning, and it's like whiteout conditions. It was like, luckily there was no other vehicles on the road, and I drive a bigger SUV, so it was fine. Yeah. But still, it's like, I'm done with this now. I want spring.
We're supposed to get more snow tomorrow, and then next week. I don't know what's going to happen, but our dogs have just been stuck in the house more, and we need to get to a stat.
Yeah.
I'm getting more comments here. I think people still want to talk about Harlequin a little bit more. So we're going to do that. We're just going to do that. And then until I have to leave and pick up my daughter at preschool.
There you go.
Abby Jean says, my favorite cover of my #1 book of 2024 is out of print. My husband ended up reaching out to the author to ask if she knew where we could get a copy and sent me one signed.
That's delightful. That is delightful. Yeah, I commented on the covers of these books. I said to my husband, they would make great like art prints, like in your book room or whatever. So somebody suggested to me saying, get the artwork, because you can find the artwork online. Like just get a picture of the cover and then take it to like Staples and have it printed out.
Yes.
And then just frame it, right? So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing.
You know what's so funny? Okay, so this actually has to do with my wrap up. So I made a slide for this. I'm going to just show you.
Oh, yes, please.
We were talking about this. This is Hide and Seek. It's a novella by Olivia Fleur. And I wish I need to make it bigger. I'm going to be talking about this again next week, but it is one of the most gorgeous covers I've ever seen. It's just 2 people. I mean, I don't think it's doctored in any way, shape, or form. There's even a real background with props and things in the background. It is so yummy. Here's the sad thing. She changed the covers and now they look more, they're just plain. And
Okay.
I don't, I mean, it's her work. I'm not like, I don't
Yes.
mean to complain again, but still, it's so funny. Right before she changed the covers, I actually emailed her and I said, is there a way to get this in paperback? Because it wasn't. I said,
Yeah.
I would order this in a heartbeat. It's one of the most gorgeous. Again, I wish I could, I don't even know how I can find it online right now because
Yes.
I looked for it and they're not selling this cover anymore. So I might have to message her again and say, can I get this, please? Because the looks on their faces, I mean,
Yes.
and you can see like, and it's so funny because some of my viewers have even said like they noticed she's like pressing up his face and you could see the skin like resistance. There's something about
Oh.
that ish and
Yep.
adorable. It's so good. But talking about covers, when they changed the covers, it's like, oh no. I think the cover that she has now is more I guess friendly for like today's tastes, so to speak. I think that's
Yes.
where it's headed. But
Yes.
I know we could talk about covers and changing covers probably all
Oh
day.
gosh, that's an entire 2-hour discussion.
It is. It
Mhm.
is. But I just
Mhm.
talking about changing covers, this one, it's one of my favorite covers I've ever seen.
Oh,
And the book was fantastic as well. And again, it's a novella, but
which is
and
an
I've heard
extra bonus.
right? Somebody was saying that they read all of Olivia Fleur's novellas. That's the
Okay.
only one I read, and I just loved it. I read it in one evening. It was just
Oh, lovely.
yeah, and the cover, but yeah, hoping to find the original
Beautiful.
cover. Yeah, truly. One of the fun aspects of Harlequin is they send little gifts with your monthly set.
Yeah,
Do you do that?
if you decide to order, because you can go on their website and you can order the books digitally or in print, and you actually get them a month ahead. So if you order, like if you join the reader service as they call it, and you order like the Harlequin historical line, let's say, right?
Yeah.
So if you order it now, you'll probably get March's books.
Oh,
So yeah, so you get them in advance, which is cool.
that's really. Now, do you do that?
No,
No?
I don't. I just don't have the room for them. Well, right now financially we just don't. So,
Okay.
you know, I tend to read a lot of I would like to one of these, but the problem is that I can't pick one line. You know,
Sure.
I like all of them, right? So,
Right,
you know,
right, right.
I tend my monthly videos, like I think I'm gonna have it coming out next week, is I pick my favorite book from each of the lines that comes out every month. And I kind of share that with my viewers and be like, hey, if you're gonna invest your money into one book, this is the one that I suggest. Hello, puppy. Tiny little puppy. Oh, it's a lap dog. How nice.
He jumps and he's like right here. And I'm like,
Yeah, no doubt.
I moved the laptop, move the book. Here I am.
Right?
Sorry. I am listening. So professional. Speaking of professional, like you can just talk to my dog.
A book I just finished by Rachel Stewart. Actually, it was it's coming out next month. I'm on her ARC team. It's called What Happens at the Beach, and she kind of drew inspiration from 101 Dalmatians with the meet cute for the couple. So he has a Great Dane and she has a poodle, like a full-size poodle. So at the end of the book, the two dogs end up hooking up. And it ends up being, I think it's called a Great Dane Doodle or something like that. So it's an actual dog, and I looked it up, and now I want one. It's the cutest looking thing I've ever seen.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm like messaging the author, like, what are you doing? Now I want this dog.
I know, right? I tell you. Well, yeah, Rudy, we just adopted him over Christmas.
Yep.
He is a golden doodle. So he's golden retriever poodle, standard poodle,
yeah,
but also some miniature poodle. So he's not huge, but he's big.
But he's big enough.
Big enough that when he gets in my face, it's like hard to get him. He sleeps in bed with us, and I'm always like,
oh, good Lord.
Get over. And he's like, I can't move. I'm too noodly. But then the other dog that we have that's huge is he's a golden or a German Shepherd standard poodle with golden retriever.
Wow.
But he's the Shepadoodle, which I didn't know was a thing.
I love the name.
I know, right? So my husband he's got all the stuff that's like Doodle Dad. Because they're both doodles. They're very different, but you know.
Oh, they're beautiful dogs, though.
Now I need to find, and I want to see the pictures now too of the Great Dana Doodle or whatever it is.
Yeah, type in Great Dane and standard poodle, and you'll get it's like they're just so cute. Because I'm picturing I'm picturing Scooby Doo, and then it's like very
yes.
Thinking, how does this? And I said to my husband, like, how does this work? And Garrett goes, "You're picturing a miniature poodle. Picture a big poodle." I'm like, okay, yes, that makes more sense.
Big poodle,
yeah,
standard poodle, yes.
Standard poodle.
yes. Oh, thank you so much. Not as adorable as Silly, right? Thank you so much. I tell you. Christina says they're supposed to get 5 inches of snow tomorrow in Wisconsin.
Oh my goodness.
Woo! Yeah, stay home. Stay home and read. Oh, it's windy where Terry is in Canada. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm just hoping the snow holds off until after the library book sale. Yes, priorities, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
For that, I don't care. Absolutely. Oh, Sock says, I once saw a Mills and Boon book with the same cover as the Harlequin romance, but it wasn't the same book.
Yep.
Oh my heavens.
Oh, they reuse covers I mean, there's a lot of standard, covers and stuff, like stock images, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
So they reuse a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Terry is our girl who can recognize poses and she knows certain heroes. She's like, oh, that's so-and-so. I mean, she's amazing. Awesome. Yeah. It's incredible. You should, if you're on the Discord, the Tea and Biscuits Discord, she's got everybody. She knows. There's
amazing. Actually, it's funny. Last night when I was waiting for my husband, I was looking through because we have Tim Hortons, right? So they have an app, and I was looking through because they have a store where you can buy their clothing and stuff because that's what you want is Tim Hortons clothing. But the model, I'm like, he's on every Harlequin cover, and there I am, and it's the same guy. And like, there he is in an intrigue cover. There he is as a rake. There he is as a medical doctor. There. And I'm like,
he's the Fabio of Harlequin. I love it. Right? I love it. Oh my gosh, too funny. Yeah, when you start seeing them over and over again, you're like,
he looks familiar.
I just wish the Harlequins had larger print in the older books.
For those of us who are slightly of a certain age.
Just slightly. I have 3 subscriptions going from Harlequin with home delivery. I love it, but it is a lot of books.
Yeah. I can just imagine, like.
Especially if they come periodically, it feels like the holidays.
But it is, and that's the thing. It's kind of like that fun, like you're getting something in the mail every month. Like
yes.
Right?
I've had so much fun with that when I was a Discover Forever reader through Forever Publishing. And I think they're still going to send some stuff too. But it was every month. It was like, when is my package coming? When is it coming? It's
that's why I love Book of the Month. But part of me is like looking at the cost of Book of the Month and thinking maybe I'm going to switch because I can get like 4 books for the price of 1 book. You know what I mean? So that I might end up switching it up. Sure.
Too bad Harlequin doesn't do a sampler subscription. That would be amazing. We get 1 book from each. Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do the January wrap up next week. We've been having too much fun with Sarah. I mean, priorities, right? Yeah, thank you so much, Molly. I remember some of my local libraries had large print editions of stuff from the 80s and 90s from Carol Mortimer and Penny Jordan and other popular prolific writers.
Yeah.
Oh, look what Terry said. A Scooby Doodle.
That's what it is.
Oh, that's it.
That is perfect.
If you got one, you'd have to name it Scooby Doo.
Right.
Scooby Doo the Doodle. I love it so much. I love it. I have tons of Penny Jordan. Readathon. Oh, that's great. She's vlogging it.
I love that.
People are connecting here. This is great. Valentine's Eve. Sassy Cats, late to the party here, but definitely Harlequin covers with the recognizable actors and actresses on them. I remember one that had Susan Day's image from the Partridge Family. Get Out.
Yep.
I love that. I
have one cover where it's the actress who was in Law and Order.
Get Out.
Because I'm like, that is definitely her. Without a doubt, it's her. Yeah, back when they used to do those kind of covers.
That is so funny. I love that. I love that.
Yep.
Hi, Jesslyn. We are doing great. We're having the time of our lives this morning. Sarah is just so much fun. Yeah, we're glad that you got to join us. Oh my gosh. So I actually need to start getting ready to go.
I'm sure I've got nothing else to do, but I'm sure you got stuff to do. So,
yeah, right. And moving on with our day, things to do. We are looking forward to, I have a couple banners here. So I was going to say, so next Tuesday, we're going to talk about new releases, maybe also the January wrap up.
There you go. That might be an idea.
And in some way, shape, or form, I'm going to have author Christy Swift on. She has her book coming out, Celebrity Crush, which Teddy Hamilton, the narrator, he is the male narrator on this book that's coming out on the 11th. And he went on and on about how much fun he had. I actually got some video of Teddy Hamilton talking about how he said something to the effect of, I haven't enjoyed narrating a book that much in a while, which I thought, oh my gosh,
that's very cool.
So she's able to have that on her Instagram, which I thought was just lovely. So that's what we're going to do next week. Also tonight, for Tea and Biscuits, the reading sprints, I'm going to be on Tara's channel, talking again, talking. And then tomorrow for the other lovely readathon that's going on right now, don't forget Retro Romance, but also there's the Swoony Readers is doing the rom-com swoonathon, and Tara and I are going to be joining them from 11 in the morning until 5:30 in the evening.
Wow.
We're going to be lots of sprints. I do have to take my son to a birthday party in the middle. So,
how dare these children need things?
There are so many, and let me tell you something. There's so many birthday parties in February. I can't keep anybody straight.
Short month.
I just got a text. They're like, "We can't wait to see so and so at Liam's birthday party." I'm like, "Which one is that?" I got everybody gifts, and I had to write on it like, "This is for so and so." Da da da. Like I could not.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, sorry. More information than you ever needed. And then on Sunday for my members, my honeybees and my queen bees, we're going to be doing a members only sprint, which again, it's going to feel like a slumber party. Yay! We're going to be reading, chatting. I know, and Sarah joins us for those too. Yay!
And you can't get rid of me now.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I love it. I love it so much. This is why I love this community. Like the people you meet, they're just like,
it's amazing.
Just the best. Yes.
Yep.
Well, I have to thank you again for coming on.
Thank
you got to come back sometime.
Whenever. I'm free.
So exciting. Awesome. Well, everybody have a fantastic weekend. Maybe I will see you around. I'll be around. And I love what Paige says. Couldn't say it better myself. What a fun way to kick off the weekend. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Have an awesome weekend. And if I don't see you this weekend, hope to see you back on Tuesday over here. So take care and bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.